Hi guys, welcome to my channel Baking with Mel, where I'm going to be trying out different recipes from cookbooks or online and seeing how well they go for an average person. I've baked before, but I wouldn't say I'm really talented at it. I'd say I have average skill, but I'm willing to put in the work to try and actually make them look nice. Today we're going to be doing Tessa Sam's Summer Party Cake from her Sweet Bake Shop book. Basically, it's a s'mores cake with chocolate, a layer of caramel icing, a layer of graham cracker cookie crumbs, and then marshmallow frosting on the outside. I'm feeling pretty nervous about it, but I think it'll be fun to do, and so I hope you guys stay tuned and watch. So the first part of this we have to do is making the graham cracker cookies, which I actually did last night, so I'll throw the footage in here. Okay, so now that the batter's ready and the oven's preheated, we're gonna butter and flour the pans. So I just put a plastic bag on my hand and like kind of grab some of the butter. You wanna make sure you get into all the corners of the pan. Most of the time my cakes still don't come out, so it doesn't really matter. But it might work. That's gross. So we're gonna throw it out. Now we have to flour them. So you're just gonna grab a bowl of flour, sauce some in there. Doesn't really matter how you do it. And we're gonna tap them around to cover the whole thing. You really wanna get it in the corners so that nothing sticks in there. About a foot shorter. Should I just crouch the whole time I do that? Okay, now it's time to put batter into pans. I'm gonna stand up for this part, so sorry I'm a giant and you can't see my face. Just want to divide it into thirds evenly throughout, and then just add excess to whichever one looks a little empty. Oh my god. So goddamn heavy. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh no. Okay, so that's fine. If you got a little bit of powder, you're just gonna mix it in now, so it's no worries. Because it all gets mixed, and that's what matters. You know? That's all that's really important. Just plump it in there. for about 35 to 40 minutes. Now that our cakes are all done, we're gonna make the caramel icing as well as the marshmallow icing. So cakes are out of the oven. They actually only took about 20-25 minutes. Now you want to let them chill on the counter for 10 minutes until they're cool to the touch up top, and then in the fridge or freezer until the pans are completely cool. Now that cakes are cooled, we're going to take a butter knife and go around the edge just to make sure nothing's stuck. Then they should, for the most part, just pop right out. Oh, that one just fell out. That one was ready. Yes. Okay, so now that cakes are cooled, our icing's ready, we're actually going to start putting it together. So to start off, you're going to take the caramel icing and just dab a little bit in the center of, I use a cake board so that it's easier to transport the cake, but if you just have a regular plate or whatever you like, just put it in the center. And this is actually going to stop the cake from sliding around while you're decorating it. And then we're just going to take one. These are close enough to flat that I'm not going to level them. Smoke weed every day. But you're supposed to normally so that it has a flat top. And then we'll take more of the caramel icing, spread it around on top. This looks really good. So now that we have our icing on, we're gonna take the graham cracker crumble and just grab a handful because it's sanitary. And just sprinkle it all over the top. You can grind this up finer if you want, but I don't mind the bigger chunks. Okay, so now we have a nice caramel, graham kind of cracker. It's a cookie, but we're gonna pretend it's graham cracker layer. And I'm gonna just comes out onto the next one. Last layer. We're also going to do it upside down. So for this, we won't do the graham cracker layer on top because it'll be the outside. We're actually going to start doing a crumb coat. And a crumb coat is the first layer you want to do of icing outside of the cake, and it just catches all the little stuff along the outside for when you do the real icing so that it can look more smooth. So we're just kind of going around trying to trap everything inside these layers. I don't have enough icing to do that, so it's a struggle. We're doing our best here. Now that you have your crumb coat, you're going to place it in the fridge or freezer for about 30 minutes until it's chilled and solid, and then we'll do the real icing around the outside. Alright, so the cake's chilled and I've gone through again and cleaned up any little holes and stuff with a little bit more of the caramel icing. And now it's time for our marshmallow frosting. This is pretty thin, so it might just end up being a glaze over the cake, but we're gonna start middle, top, and let some run out, and slowly let it kind of fall over the edges. And turn, and just scoop it out to the sides with a long spatula. And you'll see it starts going over the sides. You can either do it as a drip cake or cover the whole thing. It's gonna be pretty messy though. Yeah, that's gonna happen. I'm gonna throw the rest on because at this point, why not? I don't really know how else to go about it, so. Try to salvage that a little bit. Go with the sides. Try to get in all those little crevices. It's looking really good, if you couldn't tell. It's delicious. Okay, so like half of it's actually like kind of covered. But for the most part, it's just everywhere. So that's really good. I guess we'll do... Got some left, so this was all going really well until this point, but I just don't think it thickened up the way that it was supposed to. We'll just do again. We tried our best. I'm gonna wash my hands.
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
I'm so sorry, Mom. It's gonna be okay. Literal monstrosity.
Walk out the door, you see someone that you know and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
So this is what Tessa Sam promised us in the recipe, and this is what we got, so that's good. My face is cut off again. So we got marshmallow fluff from the store, and if that doesn't work, it just doesn't work. That's the way it goes now. There's no other option here. If I can get this open. My life's going well. Delish. I love that. We're just gonna take a spatula. Oh my god. I'm not too worried about the top. It like looks okay. We are gonna take this and coat the sides. Oh. Let's see it. Oh. Okay, marshmallow fluff. It doesn't look like great, but it actually looks like a marshmallow, so that's exciting. I don't think I got enough fluff because I couldn't find it at the store. And the man went and got it for me, but he never told me where he found it, so this is like pretty much all of it. I'm so close. I'm just gonna scrape that out. Oh, my phone! So I'm gonna try to like, oh, it's very sticky. But we're gonna try to smooth it out at least a little bit. Got most of it covered with the new fluff. I'm just smoothing it out a little bit. It looks really raggedy. That's alright. Now, because the top is ugly, put some of the leftover cookie crumbs on it. And hopefully that'll cover up most of the gross part of the cake. We've got the fluff on, the crumbs on, and we're gonna try to flambe it again and see if the fluff roasts a little bit. Ooh. Yes. Check that out. So it looks mostly burnt on camera, but it's actually turning into like pretty nice marshmallowy stuff. Some of it's still melting off, but for the most part we're doing okay. I like burnt marshmallows better anyways. I lit my cake on fire. God, it's like oozing. It's like oozing. I don't even. I just.
Crumble fell off.
Yeah, this is horrible. That's disgusting. Would not make again. To be honest, like
Would not make again.
would not make again. Because this marshmallow bowl, it's just a lie. This is not a thing that actually works. It looks like. It's just burning the out of my cake for the most part. Okay, I need to just do one spot and call it a day because, oh my God. It's just oozing, it doesn't set. Okay, I'm not doing this anymore. We're gonna cut it open, see if it tastes good, and then I guess final thoughts on the recipe, which so far has not been. Okay, so I did my best. Overall, looks terrible, was incredibly difficult. I feel like the recipe lied to me for most of it. But if it tastes good, I mean, it might be worth it. It kind of just like oozes all over the place, even with the marshmallow fluff. And the whole roast it is just a lie. It's not feasible.
Yeah.
It's so gross. You have to like dig underneath all the fluff. Okay. So it doesn't actually look too bad though. Like the inside layered really nicely. It smells good. Just the outside's really ugly. I guess you can make it again. I just wouldn't do that. Marshmallow frosting on the outside.
That's pretty thick icing.
Yeah, well, it's like 3 layers. You gotta try a chunk of the cake. So grab some icing. It's like near impossible to get a chunk of the Wow, this is one of the most difficult things I've ever tried to
I
eat.
know, same. Oh my god.
You can't even get a piece of it. That tastes pretty good though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like the taste, but it's just so make it's not worth it.
The cookies are good.
Overall review, 10 out of 10. Would not make again. Would not make it. Would buy it out of the store maybe. It tastes great, but it's definitely not worth the hassle.
All around me